Namaskar. Welcome to Conversations with Rakesh. Today's question. Rakesh, I have a job interview coming up in the next few days. Any tips and suggestions on what I should do to prepare for this job interview? Job interviews are one of the most stressful and complex forms of oral communication. It's almost like combining oratory, which is very difficult, with conversations, which is extremely judgmental, because there's an outcome which is about you successfully getting that job or being rejected. So there is this pass, fail, reject, success kind of equation, which brings a lot of emotions. So it's very complex, and there's a good way of preparing for it. The first thing you must remember is that it's a conversation and it has its fair share of rejection rates. So treat it as a conversation, not like a end of the world. Having said that, you may be a college student, you may be a young professional, you may be a middle manager, you may be a senior manager or a CXO. The broad guidelines are pretty much similar. So on that note, let me give you 5 suggestions that you must do to prepare better. Because it is such a complex, uncertain, infinite topic, the only way you can do better is by preparation and by practice. And these 5 things have helped me, and I'm going to share it with you. Let me go through them one by one. Suggestion number 1. Remember to research about the company or the sector. Thanks to internet, you can now go through a lot of material as preparation about the company that has invited you for a job interview. Who are the founders? What is the history? What sector are they from? What are people talking about it? What is the news about the company? You might even find YouTube videos about the founders and employees and many more things about the company, which is amazing, right? So it gives you brilliant insight into what's happening in that company. There might be the website which will have like a PR link which will tell you all the news about the company's product launches, services, clients, global presence, local presence, investors, shareholders. You can then go to LinkedIn and find out more about them. So you will get a lot of information, but that comes from research. So please research the company background and the sector they are operating, and come up to speed on what's happening, the top trends in that sector, which will be very helpful for you in the interview process. So that is request number 1. Request number 2. Remember to read the job description very well. I've done so many interviews and it breaks my heart that sometimes the candidate doesn't even read the job description. A job description is what the company wants. It will clearly tell you the title. Some basic objectives of the job need not be too accurate because every company can't, nail down everything. It's a company, things change. Especially startups are even more fuzzy. But the job description is very critical. So there is a job title. And then there is a 1, 2, 3 that this is what we want the candidates to do. And you have to then really prepare for that, because that's where the job description will tell you what are the things they want. What do they want from this person to do? What are the expectations? What are the skills, educational backgrounds, qualities in the candidate? It's all there. And I must confess that many companies do a terrible job at it. Like they just cut paste. Like I remember, and I'm a communication expert, right? So in every job description, in the end, they'll write things like, we want this candidate to be amazing in communication, very good with people, basically like a laundry list of the perfect human being, they'll put it there. And that's impossible. So they also should do a better job in crafting the job description and be a little bit reasonable. But anyway, leaving that aside, read the job description word by word, because that's where you'll get to know what exactly do they want to know. What is the expectations? What are the outcomes? What are the skills? What are the qualities of the candidate? Because that's where you will prepare for the next thing. So the next thing, which is my suggestion number 3, is Remember to prepare to respond on how you fit to that job description. And every job description will list the skills, the expertise, and the qualities. Now you have enough information to prepare for the questions that will be asked for you. Usually, the interviewer will ask you some very basic questions. How do you fit this job? How are you better than others? What do you want to do 5 years from now? They ask some very random questions. What are your strengths, weaknesses, which I've done a big video on. Ignoring these issues which are sometimes unanswerable because there's no science, there will be some basic 10-15 questions because they want to fit you for that job. Please prepare. Please make sure you have examples for every point. You have some proof to show or talk about. You have some measure of outcome for your work that fits that job description, because that's the whole idea. They're calling you to make sure that you fit the job better than anybody else. And they'll talk to hundreds of people. So your job is to speak in such a way that you are on the top of that list as compared to others when they select and they pick you up. But if you respond in such a way that you are way down on the list, you won't get the job. So please prepare based on the job description that many candidates don't even invest their time on. Point number 4, remember to ask questions to them if they give you an opportunity. Many interviews do that. It's a conversation. They'll ask some questions, you respond, but be proactive and drive the interview. And if they say, do you have any questions? Prepare and ask questions. Ask them questions based on what you have read. There might be some press release that they are expanding into, let's say, some country. Ask them a question that, what is your plan? Which product will you launch? Ask them questions about how does the India market looks like? What are the challenges they see? How does the world in that company and culture look like? But avoid questions like, what's my salary? What's my career plan? What will it do for me 5 years from now? That is too early for the first round to happen. I think you should save those questions later, but a conversational setting where you can engage with them and ask questions. I take this very seriously. I like candidates when they ask questions back if I'm interviewing. And I enjoy it because it gives me a chance to reflect and talk. Please remember, every human being loves to talk. And you have a chance. Mic de do, public bolegi. So you as a candidate, please prepare some questions and make your recruiting manager talk. They'll love you for that. This is a tip and a secret. I hope you utilize it with care. Not everybody's like that. And the last one, remember to keep things ready for the interview day. Your dress, your files, your papers, certificates, and even, let's say you are doing a travel to this place, make sure you be on time or early. That day, please get up, make sure your things are ready, you know what you have to wear. You reach half an hour early if it's a physical interview, but if it's an online interview, please be there. Do a dress rehearsal 30 minutes before or 10 minutes before with yourself. Make sure your camera is working, Wi-Fi is working. There is nothing more irritating to me personally than a candidate who doesn't come on time. And it has happened to me a few times. And to me, this is a sign of professionalism that I gave you a time, it was agreed, I'm there, you have to show up on time. And if you are going to say that there is traffic problem or internet problem or camera problem, I don't think I will appreciate it. I'm sure a lot of people would agree with me on that. So please prepare. One day early, get things ready, get your books and everything right. This is like the school bus days. We used to, as children, keep our bags ready one night before, keep our shoes polished so that next morning we could just get up, prepare and have enough time to go to the bus. But if you don't, you're running to catch the bus and the bus leaves. So let me summarize these 5 suggestions all over again and give you a quick summary. Request number 1, remember to research about the company and the sector. Request number 2, remember to read the JD word by word very well. Request number 3, remember to prepare to all the questions that they would want to know based on that JD, how you fit. Request number 4, remember to prepare the questions that you will ask them if they give you a chance. And request number 5, remember to keep things ready, your dress, your Wi-Fi, your camera, because all of these things will help you do a better job that day. And please, last but not the least, I can't tell you the power of an interview. When you finish the interview, come back and reflect on what happened. It may go wrong, but don't be harsh on yourself. See what you can do better next time, and next time, put it in your prepared list. So you have a sixth preparation request from my side, that reflect on what you could have done better earlier, and this time do it better now. So on that note, all the best for your job interview. Do your best and have a great time. It's a conversation. Who knows? This person who you're talking to could become a great professional acquaintance and a network of life. And stay in touch with them, thank them, and come out and have a great cup of chai yourself. Congratulate yourself. And I hope you get that job. And even if you don't, I hope you do better in an interview next time so that it gives you the confidence. On that note, stay safe.